don't tell anyone. But you're listening to the best kept business secret and his podcast, dedicated to helping you understand the successful business secrets that others don't want you to know. Making no secret of success. Now, here's your host and quite possibly the best kept business secret anywhere, Marc Ford.
Hello again and welcome to the latest episode of the Your Best Kept Business Secret podcast with me, your host Marc Ford, possibly your best kept business secret. Now today I am giving you a freebie. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am giving you a freebie. Not only is this podcast free, but I am giving you your very own brand Bible. Now what you've got to do is you go to the show notes and you will see two links. You will see a blank Bible and you will see a example brand Bible. Download them both. They are safe. They're coming from Dropbox. Don't worry. No viruses or anything like that attached to them. But the reason I'm doing this is I can't claim credit for this brand Bible, by the way. This has actually come from my partner Gemma. And Gemma put this together for me, and I have seen fantastic yet phenomenal results for my own business. And the daft thing is that when I've been using this with my own clients and my own customers, guess what? They've also seen phenomenal results. This brand Bible is designed for you to go back to it, have a look at it every month, every 2 months, every 3 months, remind you of who you are, what messages you should be putting out to the general public in your marketing, reminding you who you are serving, what their problems are, how you solve them, and what your competitors are doing or what they are not doing. And last of all, there's even a plan in the back to get you and your marketing motivated and get it really moving in the right direction. So, without further ado, we will have a very quick word from our sponsors and then we'll get straight into the podcast.
This show is sponsored by the Small Business Growth Magazine, available online and dedicated to helping businesses from startups to their first million. Download it today.
Now, I'm doing something a little bit different with this particular podcast because you can actually go and watch this part of the podcast on my YouTube channel. And if you've got YouTube, just go and type in Your Best Kept Business Secret. My channel will appear and this will appear in the podcast playlist. So, as you can see, I'm just going to put mine up as an example. Okay, so obviously the very front page, you can put your own logo on, give yourself a bit of identity. Brand meaning. Now this is really, really important because here are your key messages. And the way to get the brand meaning out is, look, there's an assumption that you think you know what your brand means to people. And it is an assumption because many people don't know. So the only way you can find out is by asking your existing customers and clients. Don't ask your mates or your partner or anyone like that, but ask your customers and your clients. If you've got staff, it's actually worth asking them this question as well. What does our brand mean? What do you think it means? Because they'll have a slightly different perspective. Now, in this case, my clients were asked, and on the right-hand side, you'll see that there were 5 honest words that came up regularly in conversations, and they were honest, positive, energetic, supportive, and thought-provoking. Now, off the back of that, you've then got some other words. So in honesty, we've got a bit of straightforward, realistic, I am. You know, simple is underrated. You're going to find this brand Bible really, really simple, but it's amazing how many people are just sort of like running around like headless chickens and not doing anything. So, you know, I'm being realistic here that this is actually very simple. Positive, fun, encouraging, enthusiastic. You can never say that I'm not. Energetic, we've got engaging, hungry, loud. Yes, I am hungry. I'm hungry for you, for your success. I'm engaging with you regularly. And yes, I've got the gob the size of the Mersey Tunnel. I really have. Supportive, caring and confident. Look, you know, at your lowest ebb, you need support. At the top, you need support. And somewhere in between, you need support. I am that kind of guy. And then you've got thought-provoking, inspirational. I get a little bit uncomfortable with that word, but it's really nice that somebody's written that about me. Unpredictable. Hell yes, I am. Because otherwise, it'd be really, really boring. But I'm challenging also. I like to challenge my clients and my customers. So let's move on to the next one. Now, I like this. I want to play a game with you, okay? When I say go, I want you to pause this audio recording, or I want you to pause the video, whatever you're doing, all right? I'm going to play a little 30-second game with you. I want you to stand up, get some energy in your body. Even if you're on the bus, stand up. It's a little bit fun. Nobody will know what you're doing. It's okay. I want you to point at objects and people and deliberately call them the wrong name. Now, there is a reason for this, and I'll come to it in a second. But quite simply, I want you to point at things and call them the wrong name. Now, if you're pointing at people, please be nice. Come on, otherwise you get a slap. But I'd like you to point at things for 30 seconds and deliberately call them the wrong name. So when I say go, pause, do this for 30 seconds, and then come back to me. Go. Okay, so hopefully that's your 30 seconds. Now, the reason I asked you to do that is because actually after the top three, you probably struggled a little bit. You started using ums, ahs, and ers, and it got slower and slower and slower, and you felt more and more self-aware and a bit awkward. Here's the thing. You're doing the same with your business, because every single business is a problem solver. And there are lots of solutions that you can come up for your ideal customers and clients. The only problem is that we fall into an area where we become very safe, we become very comfortable, and we only really market the top three problems that we solve. Now, I did this after going to a networking event where I saw three will writers. The first one stood up and said, quite simply, I'm a will writer, you're all going to die, you need a will. The second guy stood up, said, you're all going to die, you need a will. Nothing much different from the first. The third guy stood up and said, you're all going to die, what happens to your business when you die? All of a sudden, he recognised that he was in a room full of business people. Yes, we all realise we're going to die, but actually what does happen to our business? If we die tomorrow, who's running the business? Because it's not as straightforward as you think. Unless there's a will, there's a power of attorney to carry on the business, effectively the business will grind to a halt. And if that business is supporting your family and your loved ones, well, guess what? You need it to carry on once you're gone. So, here come the 10 problems in your business. I want you to write down 10 problems that you solve. In an odd way, as a little bit of a plus experiment, you could actually try marketing the last 7 as opposed to the top 3, because I'm assuming the top 3 will come really easy. The next 7 will be really quite difficult. And with a few clients that I tried this with, I actually banned them from marketing their top 3 problems that they solved for a month. Now, the businesses were not affected, in fact, far from it. They actually took an extra £10,000, £12,000 and £15,000 extra because their existing customers and clients didn't realise that they solved those other problems because they just hadn't marketed them. They marketed the same stuff day in and day out. So on this page, write down the 10 problems that your business solves. You then got a bit of market research. Now, for me, I live in Leicestershire in the UK, in England. And here we are. We've got a total Leicestershire population, 664,200 in a city. It's not one of the largest cities in the country, but it is quite a big city. It shows you a very simple breakdown. I think the maths don't quite work out, but, it's there or thereabouts. Then you're having a look at employment status. Now, here's the thing. 52,300 people are self-employed in Leicestershire, or have registered as self-employed. So there's around about 37,000 men and 15,000 female. Again, these maths don't quite add up, but it's giving you some ideas. Now, 52,300 people. Can I serve 52,300 people? No, I can't. Can I serve 5,230 people? No, I can't. Can I serve 523 people? Yeah, it's getting nearer. Can I serve 52 people really, really well? Hell yes, I can. You see, you start looking at that, and this is where my target market is. And of the employed, I can also serve. There are 52,200 people who class themselves as directors, and there are 80,000 people that class themselves as professional. So whilst I may not be able to do business coaching with them, I may be able to help them with their marketing. I may be able to help them with their mindset. I may be able to help them with their services, or I may be able to help them with their sales. So a little bit of market research here done on your ideal customer and client. And I'm going to give you this slide. I've put this one extra in because there's the word audience. And audience should stand for analysis, understanding, demographic, interests, environment, needs, customize, and expectations. Now, look, the analysis and the understanding, the demographics we're going to do very shortly. The interests, you know what? The interest, the environment, the needs, the customize, and the expectations are things that actually most businesses have done the top three, they kind of forget about. Interests. Would it interest you to know that there has been, I've come across a business that was selling golfing products in their local church magazine, yet weren't promoting or marketing in their local golf club. This happens, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah? What interests your ideal customer and client? Where do they hang out? What are they watching? What are they reading? Are you going to get to thousands of golfers reading the church magazine? No. But are you going to get to thousands of golfers at the golf club? Probably. Environment. I've actually seen sales teams being dropped off selling double glazing windows and double glazing doors in local authority and council estates. They don't even own the property. But the sales teams have been dumped there to go and get leads. How are they going to get leads? What's their environment? Are you selling a premium product, but you're trying to sell it to people with no disposable income? What's the point? Needs. What keeps your ideal customer and client awake? It goes back to the problems. What keeps them awake at night? Customize. This is beautiful, this. If you suddenly realize that there is a problem out there that is not being solved for your ideal customer and client, build something. Make something. I would really like to think that one day somebody, in my last podcast I said it, one day somebody walked into Apple and said, you know what, I really like the iPods that we do, and I really like my Motorola flip phone, but I don't like two devices. How can we put them into one device? Boom, the iPhone was born. I would like to think that happened. It probably didn't. But somebody saw a problem and they customized it. They made something for their ideal customer and client. And then expectations. What are the customer and client's expectations? So for me, as a great example, is I don't work with people that think that there are such things as silver bullets. They're not. But simplicity is massively underrated. By going back and doing some of the simple things brilliantly, they will grow their business. I help those customers and clients. I manage their expectations. If they expect a result inside a week, best of luck. Do they expect results inside 3 months? Hell yeah. That's an expectation. So what are your customers' expectations? Then we've got potential market segments. So again, here, this is me. And then we break them down into personas. And I love this little bit. So we've got established, self-employed business owner. They've got all the knowledge, but they don't know how to implement to get the leads. That customer persona is a chap called Stuck Steve. We've then got a startup, self-employed business owner. They've got a mission. They've got a real passion, and they've got a purpose, but they don't know how to take it to market. Well, that's going to give me ambitious Abby. We've then got a growing medium business, and the business is in a position to expand, but the processes are absolutely all over the place, if existing at all. And that persona is Growing Gregory. And then we've got the large corporate business. So they're looking to improve their internal communications and their engagement and move the business forward. And that person is going to be Corporate Clive. And then we break it down even further. So, I don't know who this individual is, but he does look a bit like a Stuck Steve. But it kind of gives you the age, their occupation, their preferred social media. If you're trying to attract a particular customer, particular age, what is their social media? Where are they hanging out? What are they talking about? And again, on the right-hand side here, we're just breaking it down. Got an established business. He's got the knowledge. He's got very happy customers. He's got a great reputation. But he's starting to struggle to generate leads. He doesn't know how to implement a strategy. He probably doesn't know the difference between a strategy and a plan. Whatever's happened, whatever's got him to this point right now has kind of worked, and it's all sort of like really kind of foggy, and he doesn't know which way to turn. He's got lots of people giving him advice, but he's taken the business so far now, and he's just stuck. It's just, things are not working as quickly, and this could be the beginning of a downward spiral unless Stuck Steve reaches out for a bit of help. We've then got customer persona number 2, which is Ambitious Abby. Ambitious Abby, I don't know who that picture is, but she's very lovely. Her age is 37. She's self-employed. Preferred social media, Facebook, maybe a bit of Instagram. We'll throw in there as well. She's got a business idea. And it's a real mission, and it's a real passion, and it's a proper purpose. But she doesn't know how to take the idea to market. She's got this idea. She wants to sit down. She wants to talk to somebody about it. How can I help to help her take it to market? You then got customer persona number 3, Growing Gregory. He looks like a Growing Gregory. Again, I don't know who he is. But these little visual things help. They really do. He's 48. I mean, the guy doesn't look 48, but he looks like, he's 48. Occupation, he's a business owner. His preferred social media is LinkedIn. Okay? LinkedIn. He's trying to mix in with the big boys there. His business is in a position to expand, but the processes are missing or not efficient. So he needs someone to come in and effectively put processes in place so that should he be hit by a number 10 bus, guess what? The business just carries on without him. Yeah, if somebody's off sick or somebody's having a week off, guess what? That part of the business just carries on without them because there are processes in place that just work, and they work efficiently, and they can be easily replicated time and time again as the business expands. You then got customer persona number 4, which is Corporate Clive. He does look like a Corporate Clive, doesn't he? Corporate Clive there, he's 55. He is a director of a reasonable sized business. His preferred social media is LinkedIn. He's got teams that need training or engaging. He's got a customer service team. He's got a sales team. He's got a production team. He's got a marketing team. He's got a HR team. But they need an expert to come in and communicate and share some knowledge with the teams, some new ideas, some different perspectives, someone that isn't emotionally involved in the running of that business, but is in line with their values, their goals, and their strategies. So on those last 4 pages, you can go into as much detail as you want. But if you go past 5 personas, you're going to struggle, because effectively you're diluting your message, you are diluting your marketing to more and more people. If you've only got £100 to spend and you've got 4 personas to market at, that's £25 each. But if you've got 10 personas, all of a sudden it's only £10 each, and guess what? It's not going to be as effective. So the maximum I would suggest is 5, but for this example, we've got 4 customer personas. I think this next slide is really important, which is the negative personas as well. Now, we all talk about our ideal customers and clients, but sometimes we can get a little bit sort of stuck in our ways and sort of chasing turnover, chasing profit, chasing sales, chasing numbers, chasing units, all that sort of stuff. And unfortunately, we take on the wrong customer. We take on the wrong client. And so far down the road, you end up realizing that they are the wrong person. But if you've got this person in mind and it's there, these are not the people you want to do business with. So for me, I don't want to attract the wrong audience. So for me, it's people who want the easy route to success without doing any of the steps. Possibly they haven't even got a business, but they think that they should be, an internet star, a YouTuber, that type of stuff, but they haven't got a business. Stop it. Stop thinking way above your station. You got strictly numerical people, people missing their reason why. They have little or no creativity. They've just sort of like set up and, they want to be your spreadsheet millionaires. No. People stuck in their own way. They don't want a fresh view. They do what they've always done before. Yeah? Well, it's worked for the last 20 years. I can't understand why it's not working now. Guess what? Things evolve. Your customers and your clients evolve. And if you don't want to evolve, I don't want to work with you. So do you see how important that is, that you get your negative personas down so that you understand, as much as everybody else in your team or everybody else around you, that you don't want to work with certain people? So we've then got competitor analysis. There's a quick one there. Action coach, business doctors for me, local coaches, etc. And that's fine. I'll skip through that. But you go and do a national competitor. You'll find a national one, and then look at your local competitors. You can't dominate nationally to begin with. You've always got to look locally, but you can learn from the big boys. You can look at their pros, you can look at their cons, and learn from them. What they're doing really well, obviously, you emulate. Yeah, don't copy. You emulate what they're doing really, really well. And what they're not doing so well, guess what? You either do it far better than they do, or you just kick it out as it's probably not working in the first place anyway. Now, this little bit here is really important. And I mean really important. For one particular client, guess what's happened? They've gone and done this bit of analysis, and they've suddenly realised that they've been missing a trick. So much so that they've actually gone out and they've gone and they're trialing something because they think they've missed out on something with technology. In fact, it's gone too far in the opposite direction. So some people will know this as a pest analysis. Now, I do a step analysis, and the reason being is that I do them in order that I can do something about. All right. So for this particular one, we've got society. So, for me, coaching has a bad reputation. So I can challenge it with testimonials. Yeah, I can go out and do speaking gigs. I can go networking. I can challenge that immediately. I can do something about that today. Technology, increase in app and tablet use. It's great. You're listening to me on a device as we speak. You may be watching me on a device as we speak. You may be reading the Small Business Growth magazine on a device. You may be reading my book on a device. Yeah, we have to explore that. We have to embrace it. And just remember, 10 years ago, you guys, you couldn't run your business from your mobile phone. You can today. You could be in bed for the entire day and run your business from your mobile phone. Economically, okay, cost of living and priorities. Now, again, this is something that I can only do something about. And when I look at economical in my head, I'm also thinking, right, if I pay for myself within 3 months, the client is no worse off than they are today, which is great. And obviously, the goal is to help them make more money. So actually paying me becomes irrelevant. Okay, but I also do have to be aware of people's costs of living and their priorities going up. Okay, I may be well down that pecking order of priorities, and there are coaches out there that are saying, "Yeah, but I should be top priority because I can help you make more money." But you know what? If there's a difference between paying me and paying your gas bill, guess what? You're paying your gas bill is going to win every single time. Yeah, it's as simple as that. So I have to be aware of it and try and come up with ways, not ways around it, but ways to combat that and ways to deal with it. And lastly, political, right? Here's the thing, Brexit. No, I can't do anything about politics unless I go to the ballot box. And then I have one vote, and that's in amongst about 30 odd million other people as well. So look, nobody knows what's going on with Brexit, but I can provide individual support, this particular business, building a relationship with their suppliers abroad so that we've got a best case scenario, a worst case scenario, and somewhere in between so that we are trying to manage all eventualities. You then got your SWOT analysis. Again, this is so underrated, guys. When was the last time you did a SWOT analysis on your business? Yeah, there's your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. This is all sort of stuff. Again, this is an example for me. This is how I've written. This is how we've done me. Simple as. But SWOT analysis. So the example I gave you about somebody missing a trick has actually come off the back of the step and the SWOT analysis. Is that we're all encouraged to automate stuff, which is fine, and I've got no problem with it. But when they found out that a competitor had been doing more sales than they had, they needed to know why. And actually, the websites were the same, the automation was kind of the same, but they were missing a trick. This one particular competitor didn't do stuff just automated. In fact, they used very little automation. What they actually used was the good old telephone. To make a booking with this individual business, you had to pick up the telephone and speak to someone. You spoke to someone, they booked you in, that was great. There's opportunities for upselling, there's opportunities for cross-selling there. They had to actually speak to someone, whereas the business that I was talking about were just doing everything through automation. So now you have the choice. You can either book it through automation, or you can pick the phone up and book it with an individual, giving you opportunities to cross-sell, upsell, etc., etc. You see, if they hadn't done that SWOT analysis, they would never have known. Just putting it out there. And then about me. So this is this bit. Sorry, about me. That sounds terrible. It sounds like I'm so up myself. This is about you. This next slide should be about you. Okay. So here it is. This is almost like I should put this above my desk. It reminds me of who I am. My purpose is to make your business the best it can be. My mission is to make coaching affordable for everybody in business. Values: I'm supportive, I'm honest, I'm very respectful, but I'm a lot of fun. We spend most of our time working. You know what? Let's have some fun earning some money. My vision is to be known as the UK's #1 best kept business secret in 5 years. I am on my way to doing that, guys. I know I am. Locally, I now walk into rooms. Locally, in a city the size of Leicestershire, I walk into rooms and I've not met people, but they know who I am. That's great. That's my vision. That's what I want to know. My unique selling point: I am straight talking. I'm an experienced business owner who cares, encourages, and challenges you. And in that sentence there is an experienced business owner, because there are many people in my position, coaching other businesses, that have never run their own business. Straight talking, yeah? Black is black, white is white. I'm going to give it you with both barrels, yeah? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to massage your ego, because if there's something going wrong, I'm going to tell you it's going wrong. That's what matters. Time is of the essence. And if people aren't honest with you, guess what? You ain't going very far. Now, this is the About Me page. And I'm not going to spend much time on this, but do you know what? One of the best things that you can do for your website, especially if you're a solo entrepreneur and you're a solo business owner, is get someone else to write the About You page. Quite simply, there are things that you will not even consider. You will consider quite run-of-the-mill, but they look at your values, the way you do things in such a positive manner that you will end up thinking, well, doesn't everybody do that? Apparently not. So on this particular page, again, in this Bible, this is reminding you about what people think of you, about what people perceive you as. If you're putting this out there, you want other people to be writing this because they already perceive you as that individual. And if you get other people writing this About You page and it comes back and it's really quite hateful and horrible, you've got some serious work to do. So then we've got some examples of imagery and style. Okay, I have a unique style. I'm getting the same kind of message across all my platforms. I don't want it to be samey. But hopefully what you can see there is that there are a lot of fonts that are similar. They're, in my logo, the logo is the same color across all my platforms, my website, my YouTube channel, my blogs, my social media. It's the same logo. Be very, very careful. Okay, if you're using blue as a color, there's a great example here. If you're using blue as a color, make sure it's the same blue all the way across. I know that sounds daft, but people notice it. Yeah. Same way that, if you go and walk in and go and buy a can of Coca-Cola, okay, and there's one that is gloriously red, as they always are, and there's one that's slightly yellowish, in your head, you're going to be thinking, that one's been in the sun, not having that. Yeah? So they'll always think it's a slight sort of like downgrade if it's not the same colours and branding across. So, personal brands, so I've got that picture, personal brands, honest and fun, there's me pointing, my YouTube channel, happy, excited, brave, because smash the TV. There's that one. I am a little bit cheeky. It is the old font. Nike, don't get in touch. But as you can see, there's even a swear word in there. Challenging, rewarding, hard work. Yeah, That's what that means. And then you've got the events that I'm doing. There you go. Breakthrough, achievement, success. Simple as. Yeah. So you can see how I've got the imagery styles. And if you're away from your desk, you're away from your business for a length of time, and somebody needs to come in and put a blog post out, or needs to do a video or whatever, coming back to this brand Bible, and they can see the kind of imagery that's used, it means it's consistent. It's consistent across all your brands, and that is so important. So important. Then you've got example of social media content. So Facebook posts 1 to 3 a day. What type of posts? Podcast videos, added value, news-related posts, promote free guides, free gifts. And that's really, and then at the bottom there, it's reminding you who you're talking to. So I'm talking to Stuck Steve and Ambitious Abby. Same on Twitter, podcasts, videos, blogs, news-related posts. I'm talking to Stuck Steve, Ambitious Abby. Then go to LinkedIn. 3 posts a week with articles, posts with images. And I'm talking to Growing Gregory, Corporate Clive. Videos on Instagram, or, I'm talking to Ambitious Abby. There she is. YouTube, 1 a week, top tips, added value. I'm talking to everybody, because we your YouTube channel is really like your own TV channel. Yeah. It's a great way to put all your value and all your content into one place. Hence why you may be watching this video, or you may be listening to this podcast. Yeah, it's using one piece of content in so many different ways, which is absolutely amazing. We couldn't have done this 10 years ago. So just remember who you're talking to when you're posting. And again, this should be hanging above your desk, or it should be somewhere that you can see it, or easily see it, every single day of the week. And then you break it down into a 7-day action plan, a 30-day action plan, a 90-day action plan, 6-month, 12-month. Now, if we go back from 12 months backwards, 12 months, let's use this as a strategy. So the strategy may be that you want to gain more followers. You want to increase sales from your website by 5% this year. You want to grow your email list by 30% by the end of this year. That is pretty much what your strategy is. Then what we're doing is we're now going to be working backwards. Now, as we notice here, I've got Q1 theme, Q2 theme, Q3 theme, okay? Some of the best businesses have themes. You don't want to be marketing the same stuff over and over again. And I suppose in a way that you could say Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, in its simplest terms, for the rest of the world could be spring, summer, autumn, winter. Yeah, each one brings a different challenges, different sales events, different challenges for your ideal customers and clients. Okay, if we go back to 6 months, we start breaking it down into months. So again, you can have mini themes within that. So let's just take summer as a great example. Month 1, we could be talking about booking a holiday. In month 2, we could be talking about what happens to you, the dangers of what may happen to you on holiday. And then month 3, it could be a case of, look, this is what happens to you when you come back from holiday, and this is now how you need to look after yourself. Yeah, so you start being able to fit in social media videos and content around that. You then get your 90-day, again, you break it down even more. 30-day, what's going out when. 7-day, should be so much detail in there, it's unreal. Yeah, on Monday you're posting on Facebook this, on Tuesday you're doing this on LinkedIn, on Wednesday you're sending out an e-shot, on Thursday you're doing a YouTube video, on Friday you're doing a Facebook Live. I don't know. Yeah, this is what the subjects are, this is what we're going to be talking about. Really, really break it down, okay? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your brand Bible. But I'm going to give you a massive win at the very end. I'm going to give you the only rule you need to remember whilst doing this. You need to remember it's not about you. It just starts with you. Your business is not about you. It's about what you can do for your ideal customers and your ideal clients. Your business just starts with you. And that's it for this particular podcast. Thank you so much for listening once again. If you are loving the show, go over to iTunes, give us a review, tell us what you think. Really appreciate that. But look, I'm also going to give you something else free. If you want a free digital copy of my latest book, go to my website, which is www.marcford.uk. Pop in your email address. You can download it straight away. No faffing about. I'm not going to spam you, so don't worry about that. You can grab a brand new digital copy, my brand new book, 101 questions. I don't even know what the title is. That's ridiculous, isn't it? 101 questions for business owners that they need to answer if they want to grow their business. That's a freebie. Go do it. Look, until next week, guys, go out, be brilliant, be amazing, be the best version of your business that you can be, and I will see you very soon.
This show is sponsored by the Small Business Growth Magazine, available online and dedicated to helping businesses from startups to their first million. Download it today.